Stop people-pleasing and focus on pleasing yourself. Tune in to how the painting process feels to you. You're doing this for you ultimately. It needs to feel good. Hi, it's Anna Mason. Before we dive into how to loosen up your painting style, let's just check we're clear about what loosening up your painting style actually means. Okay, so the opposite of loose painting is when the subject looks very realistic or even hyper-realistic, like an in-focus photograph. Brush strokes in the painting are smoothed out and the edges are very clear and sharp throughout most of the painting. In loose paintings, the subject is still recognizable as what it is, so it's not an abstract painting, but less detail is captured, the brush strokes can be seen clearly, are not smoothed out everywhere, and are a deliberate part of the painting. The colours might not be an accurate match to the subject, and as a result, the painting looks less realistic and more like a painting. Painting in a looser style means you bring more of yourself onto the paper. You need to make more decisions about how to depict your subject. It's often associated with working faster and freer, and can certainly be a lot of fun to do. So if you're looking to paint in a looser style, here's my 10-step guide. 1. Develop your art foundation skills. Having an understanding of how tone, value, and hue, colour, visual texture and composition work, and having put in lots of brush and pencil miles so that you feel confident in how to make marks, frees your mind to think about other things, like being really deliberate about what aspects of your subject you choose to paint, and about how to loosen up. I've found that practicing so that I'm able to paint and draw realistically has been the best foundation to then make different choices with confidence when painting loosely. 2. Consider the details. When working more loosely, you're often deciding to paint at a lesser level of detail. You're ignoring some smaller shapes of colour in your subject, and you're emphasising others to stylize as you work. But I still enjoy capturing the details of flowers and other nature subjects, even when I work looser. So I'll often enlarge my subjects a lot so that I can paint them at a scale where I get to include some details without having to be too tight in how I paint them. 3. Use larger brushes. This is the quickest way to change your style if you've been painting lots of detail. It's just not possible to capture teeny details with bigger brushes. And for watercolour, mop brushes hold more paint, which means you'll be depositing more onto the paper, which will force you to work in a looser, less detailed way. How big to go with your brush sizes depends on the size of the painting. But as an example, with a 30 by 22 inch painting, mop brushes between 1/4 and 1/2 inch wide are ideal for blocking in the biggest sections. You can still move down to smaller brushes for adding in some detail, but in this example, a small brush for loose work would be more like 1/8 of an inch wide, which is my biggest brush when I work realistically. 4. Hold your brush further up the handle. For detailed, realistic work, I always recommend holding your brush like a pencil and using it like one too. For this, most of the movement comes from the wrist, but for loosening up, you want to do the opposite. You want less control over your marks, and holding the brush further up the handle helps with this. It makes you use your arm to make the movements, so your marks will come out looking freer and less tight. Matisse famously used to stick his brushes to the end of a pole for ultimate looseness. 5. Step back or stand up to paint. As Matisse demonstrates, standing up or moving further back to paint encourages you to hold your brushes higher up and move your arms and shoulders as you paint. Both can encourage you to be bolder in your mark making. I like to combine sitting and standing to paint, but always like to finish up by standing and stepping back. 6. Decide on colours before you start. With loose painting, you're not bound by the colours in your subject and can paint them however you want. So choose your colour palette ahead of starting your painting, deciding what colours you want to work with based on the mood you're looking to capture in your painting. This will also mean you need to make fewer colour decisions as you paint. 7. Work fast and distract your left brain. This gets easier the more experience you have, but you want to train yourself to work instinctively and without overthinking. I think of this as working from your right brain, so a great way to get better at this is to distract your left brain by listening to podcasts or audiobooks or something to keep it occupied. 8. Experiment, experiment, experiment. Try new brushes, new paper, and new ways of applying your paint. Add in some pencil or ink. Play. This can be really hard for those of us who've got used to working off a to-do list, but it can be really fruitful for your artistic development. 9. Take the pressure off the outcome. To paint loosely, you need to be feeling in an expressive, relaxed state, and nothing hinders that more than the need for the painting to be a good one. A masterpiece even. If you can't help but be focused on outcome, I often find myself doing this, then try to think bigger. Consider yourself as working on a set of, say, 10 paintings, and you'll assess progress and how happy you are with them after you've done them all. It'll mean this one sheet of paper in front of you matters less. 10. Stop people pleasing and focus on pleasing yourself. Tune in to how the painting process feels to you. You're doing this for you ultimately. It needs to feel good. Make that your goal and let go of the need for others to like your work. The paradoxical thing about this is that once you do that and really enjoy what you're doing, you'll almost certainly find others who respond positively to your work too. I hope this 10-step guide will help you if you're keen to give loosening up your painting style a try. At Nature Studio, I teach how to paint and draw realistically in step-by-step video tutorials, and there are tons that you can take. But I also teach looser style tutorials and have welcome guest tutors who also teach in a range of looser styles. To take your first steps, we've put together a free set of tutorials in a range of styles that you can take now at naturestudio.com. You can become the artist you want to be. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.